Chena mu musanvu kasirisa satu lubagula empologoma y'eddembe Pure Power Power the voice feeling people wayawaya.com simba wakati yao tusimbode wayawaya.com bampita MC Norman Ganja miniem MC Norman Ganja on Twitter, MC Norman Ganja on Instagram, and miniem MC Norman on YouTube channel. Subscribe on my YouTube channel if you wish to do so. I'll be so grateful. On the Facebook page, everybody knows me. Name is MC Norman Ganja, the only page that I do have, that I do own, as well as YouTube channel, MC Norman. On Twitter, MC Norman Ganja. And on Instagram, MC Norman Ganja. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I know we do have what we call time difference. There are those who are going to sleep. There are those who are waking up. And there are those who have gone to church. Keep on playing. Keep on praying. Praying until Jesus will come back to save you. Mwasuze mutia. Mugamba mutia. Obulamu buli butia. Obulumye obweraliikirivu. Mumyoyo mu mitima kiki ekigenda mu maaso kiki olowooza badde njaga kera kusala ku njala zange saze na njala zange zokukidde mu live wedda mwendi mbambalaba. Thank you everybody who's joining us right now. Another 7.3.com Pure Power the voice feeling people wayawaya.com. Good morning, good evening once again. Habari za Brimwengo nda moreni kunjani sanbonani dumera legaim ukhandetida so mamungoni mukobachi mugumirenge nkeyibare nsanso balaba arahubaka baba harakabaka bia ba arahukabia ahad big up cinnamon big up Mahanguzi Joseph, you're welcome, thank you. Grace J, thank you for joining. David Chiaga, thank you for watching. MK Lilian, you're welcome, thank you very much. Kazinze Eddie, big up on yourself. Lizzie Nkinzi, good morning. Tukweyanza, big up on, thank you very much. Neba na Twitter nge kutomuliro. It's my first time. Before let me also use this opportunity to give you my gratitude. It's my first time since I was born in a country called Uganda some years back. It is indeed my first time to see the engagement of Ugandans on a platform called Twitter. I'm being honest. It is my first time since I was born, since I joined Twitter some years back. My very first time to see the engagement being so awesome on the platform called Twitter. And I would like to say thank you for that great work. Let's keep on. Sagala mulowoze nti chiwedde. Olokubanga tugenze ku Twitter, we posted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can keep on blasting Twitter until the engagement will come from outside, from other continents. People, they will be eager to understand. Chechigenda maso. So I'll big up yourselves for that great work on Twitter. Twitter is on fire. I'm telling you, Twitter is on fire. Don't let nobody put you down and lie to you that no, it won't create any impact. It won't bring any impact. My friend, the impact is there, Mia Terese. If it was not Ugandans standing united to fight for Fred Rumbieka Jubi, he would be in Uganda today. But all of you remember that the Minister for Foreign Affairs came out confidently and he confirmed that the man is on the flight at 3 a.m. in the morning. As usual, they lie, they use propaganda to oppress and overpower the empowerment of the citizens of the country. But as long as you begin to conquer fear, not to allow to be intimidated, they fear what they don't know. They hate what they don't know. Yes. Now, I want to clarify this. Buli muntu ategere, because it might drive another diversion Ne muva ku mulama gwa Twitter because you have seen a video circulating. Then you start paying attention on something that don't concern you. Now our focus is on liberating Uganda, demanding the victory of the people. At the very same time, we are fighting to rescue our brother who was kidnapped by the regime within Turkey. That's why we keep on pressing the buttons until when we receive a response from the concerned operatives in Turkey. Thank you for joining. Good morning. Bowa ogenzeko ku page ya Freddy Kajubi Lumbuye amanya ago nga bwenga somi. Boba ngo ogenzeko ku page ya Freddy Lumbuye Kajubi. Sigamba Freddy too. Sigamba Freddy Kajubi. Ngamba Freddy Lumbuye Kajubi. You find that there are some videos ezi posting iba abantu bana Uganda abawagira ekimente ngo muri Uganda wange Bajo. Era waliyo ne bu video bumu. They were posted confidently to convince you nti Lumbuye ali mu state house alika kopoka achaya ali mu kunywa. You can go and review those videos. Now let me tell you something. There is one mistake that the regime of Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is continuously doing. And that mistake gives the confidence and credit to those who are fighting the regime. But because they lack the intellectual capacity, or they lack reasoning capacity, or they lack propaganda, or they lack governance, they don't know that the more they use the very same trick, is the more we gain confidence that whatsoever we are doing, it stinks them. Now, the people of Uganda are fighting the government. And when the people try to expose the government with genuine information, the government calls that propaganda. Now, in return, the government comes out to fight the very same propaganda with propaganda. Listen to me. The regime, the coward regime, the notorious regime, comes out with claims that their propaganda so are fighting the regime. People like Fred Lumbuye, people like I, people like any other blogger who's fighting to liberate the country. So instead of them addressing the so-called propaganda from the opposition, they come to fight the propaganda with propaganda. And that gives confidence, puts confidence within the people. One example to take you back, to remind, let's recall this. People were shot and killed in Uganda during the presidential campaigns. The government claimed that the people came from Nigeria, soldiers of Nigeria, killed the people of Uganda. Nigeria came out and brushed out all the propaganda from Uganda. It was a lie. There was no Nigerian armies that joined Ugandan forces to kill the people in Uganda. It was the Uganda forces that shot and killed the people them. Now, when the people come to realize that the government is using propaganda to fight our empowerment, that means the people will retaliate again with a genuine propaganda that will put you down. Do you get my point? Because they say we learn from each other. You went to school, what you learn to school is what you're teaching your children, is what you're teaching your brothers, is what you're teaching those who wish to know. If your father taught you how to cook, or your mother, you will cook the very same way. You will never change. It will be the very same way, apart from gaining more experience. So now the government is approving propaganda by saying that Fred Lumbuye Kajubi is in the State House. The way the government of Uganda likes to brag around, to congratulate themselves, you know, they expose themselves. You know what I mean? They credit themselves. They would have paraded Fred Lumbuye. He was supposed to be paraded. Again, the ambassador of Turkey came out and confirmed that yes, indeed, the man was arrested in Turkey. First of all, Ugandans, listen. If it is indeed to deport Fred Rumbye Kajubi, the Minister of Foreign Affairs has to make a statement from Turkey that according to our rules, constitutional laws, this and this and that, we have agreed with our government and the President of the Republic of Turkey to deport a man by the names of Fred Rumbye Kajubi due to the interest of the government of Uganda in him. Kakati gwe okwata ekikopo kya chai no kiteeka ku page ya Fred Rumbye Kajubi no gamba Kajubi unanywa chai kati ali mu State House ngokuteka video, because they know that we are ignorant in Uganda. We love what you call rumor monger. Mulalieko bananga abadanywa chai. I went to the video to review the video and I saw that many people were saying Lumbuye now you get enough Lumbuye banange you get. What is that? We have the great news from our member of parliament, Honorable Zake, is within Turkey. He confirmed we are dealing with lawyers, human rights lawyers. It's an organization, a very strong body around the world that you should be following to be updated on all human rights violations. Do you understand? But now, that takes you back that Idi Amin Dada suffered a lot because of greedy of some people, elements within his cabinet. Milton Obote was said to be the one who killed Kabaka. How can you prove that? If still we live under propaganda. Propaganda is governing Uganda. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ms. Oriemu, is hiding under the bed, afraid he doesn't know what to tell the people. Now, in my life, I've never seen bloggers or political activists governing the country's information. There is nowhere in the world that the president of the country will fail to address the nation and call upon bloggers and supporters to address the nation. Nowhere in the world. America has political bloggers. Kenya has political bloggers. South Africa has political bloggers. They will never address the nation. Instead, the ministers, the prime ministers, the vice presidents, and the state president who come out and address the nation. Now we have bloggers in Uganda who are addressing the nation. Do you understand? The bloggers have become to be police officers. Do you understand? The bloggers in Uganda have come to be police officers, have come to be the presidents of Uganda, have come to know every information within the state house where the president of Uganda resides. They have turned into foreign affairs ministers. They have the information which is supposed to be distributed by the foreign affairs minister. They have the information which is meant to be distributed by the president. They have the information which is supposed to be distributed by the parliament speaker, the bloggers of Uganda. What does it mean? It means the regime is in panic. And let me tell you something. There's something that I've never believed. But now I want to believe it right now. In front of everybody. There is no Museveni leading Uganda. There's no leader in Uganda. There's no president in Uganda. The country is governed by the military rule. They're giving out commands to suppress and oppress the people. And the way the people of Uganda meant, they're meant to be rumor mongers. That's why they believe in every propaganda. Kati omusajja nga bajjo muganda wange bakola ka video ngako. Kali mu Luganda. Because the Muganda has spoken, the Bagandas believe what the Muganda has said. Then once the Muganda believe, the Cholimani will believe, the Langi will believe, because they are more oppressed than the Baganda in the central. Why? They lack information. That's why they listen to 1 to 2 radios. They don't even watch TVs from Kampala. Instead, they watch the TVs from Kitugumu, from Gulu, from Lila, from Paida. Even the radio station. You have Paida FM, Kitugumu FM, Lila Pakwach FM, Mbare. They don't have information. Then in the Buganda Central, they distribute videos shot on cell phones. How are you today? The president is going to speak to the people. Museveni will be live today. Bloggers advertise the president in the country. Do you understand that? If the government cannot update the nation on the proceedings, on their success in capturing Fred Rumbie Kajubi, and address the nation of the cases that he might be charged of, doesn't make sense. Mwekuba J. Heramba den saba Minister wa Defense. Musoke mumanyenti jiremiezi jimusigazayo esatu okuwanika. Okwambaza Kyagulanyi engule ye. Kuba mugenda kuwanika, you're already done. You are done, you're finished. Mwawanise. Kati muri mugula mayumba Sweden, muri mukudduka mupakira bintu. Mwawanise. But what to remind you this? The same way you claim that Morgans and Mukwata Lumbuye is the same way the incoming government will come for you in Sweden, in Denmark, in Italy, and they will demand you in proper channels to make sure that mukomyawo ke mwabba akatono toli muzeeko musoke muleeteko kwa mujja muzimazeewo. Tuvude ku Minister Oriem for Foreign Affairs down to bloggers to address the nation. Mweberere munamwe. Twina army commanders, state ministers, cabinet ministers, members of parliament, parliament speaker, all those on NRA minorities. But they can't address the people. Bagamba buloga bagambe katanywa chai ali mstate house abadakole ya Museveni. No problem. But you has a right to speak. But you should understand it. Ye muganda wange bajwa bakwade propaganda yo nakuyingira. Njagala okimanyi nti government ebadde kufugira ku propaganda. Binono bya ddala nkidamu. Nabagambo Kyagulanyi yajja obani yajja ne mumanye nti omuntu yenna yesimbye mu regimu ya Museveni bino bya ddala. Kali nga kazanyo. Ne Dr. Besigye kati ali mu kunganya gundi ani gasi ali mu kunonza abavubuka mirimu department ye. No problem, he's doing a great job. But remember, nchidamu omuntu yenna eyesimbye mu government ya Museveni yajijjako dda yava mu buyinza. Government wetukira okunoonya embizi nebuuza nti embizi yabadde wanirazeewa ne baleeta amagye gagoba embizi ku luguudo omanya nti kiba kiganye. If the leader fails to govern the people, the Myaterese, he lacks leadership. People should understand the duty of the army and the duty of the police. People should understand what is public policing. If you can understand, or you could understand what is public policing, it means you'll be able to understand who is police and what is the duty of police. But first of all, you have to understand what is public policing. And then you must find out what is the army and the duty of the army. What are the laws that governs the army? What does the constitution that governs the country say? Oyinza kera kumacha. Minister oliero kutte ku ntulubiro olimbuliro kutte ntulubiru. Oliero zalabu John bwani muganga bunamuddu olieri mu buliri babina okonyo chono olieri mu buliri no gamba bajja musajja watu tegendo bagamba ali mu State House. What are you talking about? People have come to realize that that is propaganda. People have come to realize that you are in fear. So now people are trying their best to place the right buttons that will turn you into oppressed people. Abaganda bagere engero zino munange. Engero zino zigamba nti sizagala engero z'Abaganda. Anze nzifunula mu lwange nenze ni musajja muganda era nziwuliza nenzinyumirwa. Bagamba nti ogoba kasajja musajja munno nengoleka mwezi kuzawa emabega. Ne bagamba kasajja katono kanyomera mitala wa mugga. Munange no NRM ebaddenga abo ba bloggers bayo ne basupporta nga bagamba Lumbuye asula mu kayumba labanno we kitudde kyasamirira tekiina matu sime kyakula kitya kirebe kyakula ngo omukazi tekiina figa kitudde ogudo kukiringa bomo. Now is called Mr. Lumbuye. You cannot address him like Lumbuye. Even President Museveni cannot address Lumbuye like Lumbuye. Mr. Lumbuye. Is in the international media. Oizo abasinga mulaba kasa ne munyigazi bakaita bataka kasa bakaita ka mwaka kasa asinga okuunya ndoza kati government ya Museveni yanyize kasa olye mu bulwa bunyako bwata agira bwa yes ka bayisima bonna baganda bange babajjo bibawunyirira bati Mwamba dinsereko si amanyo kwogera oluzungu si amanyo kunyonyola. Ebina Uganda byonyonyola binyonyola bya mulembe guno bisiru guli omulembe ogujja bijja bitegeera. Nsereko ebyo byabadde nyonyola bibadde biwuliriza. Nebino by'emirembe gye tuli mu bitegeera. Obadde obinyonyola nga ibera kuli 1500 nga biraba binyonyola biwuli yogera bulungi oluzungu oli musajja mukakkabu musajja asala swala nenga byogera mu kuluhani tebirimu. It's just an embarrassment. There is no update from the government. There is no update from the government medias. Everybody is ashamed. Everybody is ashamed. Because what is needed right now are the people to understand that, listen, the man who's been distributing propaganda is arrested and the man is paraded because there are so many NRM supporters who wish to see who's Fred Rumbiye Kajubi. Because you convinced the people of Uganda that the man is supplying propaganda against us. Now, let me guarantee you that the information Rumbiye has been giving out is being genuine. That's why the government is under pressure. That's why they retired many army officers, because they are suspected to be the ones who has been providing Rumbiye with information. And I want to tell you this. Let me tell you something. Remember this. Once a soldier remains a soldier. Once a soldier dies a soldier. Let me tell you this. Olabane nadulia kugamba tujja kudda mu nsiko. Nenga tasobola kudduka wadde kilometer. Nadulia kugamba tujja kudda mu nsiko nenga tasobola kudduka wadde 100 meters from here to the stadium to the post, second post of the goal. Let me tell you. That means that once a soldier dies, a soldier remains a soldier. So you retire them, but remember this, they will sit back and think about it. Chovola banalabye wanongo mukulu abagamba waliwo mwami adressinga aba retire nze n'abagamba nti mbasaba temujoyininga opposition parties. What nonsense? Come on. Well, no. Is that democracy? So if one of the generals who retired or one of the majors decides to operate a political party, are you going to arrest him? Are you going to stop him? Is that how you operate the country? Can you advise me not to drink beer because I'm retiring from the army? Can you tell me how to save my money because you are giving me money? You have given me my money. I can use it the way I wish to. Don't tell me not to buy prostitutes, not to buy chicken, not to eat Nando's. It is my money. Just give my money and shut the fuck up. Simple like that. babegayirira baba beginga tubegayiride temujoininga political parties. They are citizens of the country. If they become concerned of the bad governance, they still can join FDC, they can join JEMA, they can join ANTI, they can join UPC, they can join NUP, because they are citizens of Uganda, entitled to exercise their rights. Now they are private citizens. It is their duty to make sure that their country is peaceful and safe for their children. Temukosa obi sente zetubawadde. Temukosa obi sente zetubawadde. Are you telling your own kids? Financial minister bamuyitani kozi. Sibamanyi manya gaabwe mulaba bulabi nze mbalabula bamuyitani. Oya was the Uganda's economist. Bamuyitani. Amanya gaabwe sagala gamanya tegangasane. Yani munyambeko. Oyo yani financial minister. Oyo. Bamuyitani ndi kamani mwera biderinya. Sagala bamanya sibuzu bwanga nti. Bamuyitani. Munjukiza onja kwogera nga mutegedde. Yani oyo. Kasaija, thank you very much. Douglas. Minister Kasaija advised the private schools to sell the assets of the schools in Uganda to pay back their loans. And that is the government of NRM. So if Museveni indeed is there live and kicking in State House and listen to his minister of finance advising private schools to go sell properties because the government is poor, what does it mean? Thank you, Bobby Wine. Thank you, Rumbuye. Mr. Rumbuye, sorry. Sorry, Mr. Rumbuye. Mr. Kasaija came out publicly in the media because they know that the media of Uganda does not cross the borders. So they are talking within Ugandans who are dormant, who are captured, oppressed. Nagamba private schools should go and sell their assets to pay back the loans. In public domain. Na yata wenzikiriza mbazadde waffe bazadde ffe batugamba nedda abaganda bagamba to mukadde tomanya kya mukaddiya omukadde kya mukaddiya oppression, frustration, depression, confusion, poverty, and intimidation. Propaganda. Chechikaddiya abakadde. Genda mu Bungereza mu America jangu in South Africa. People 70 years, they're driving Ferraris. Their girlfriends are 25 years. Nchidamu. Travel around the world apart from the African continent. Look at countries developed like South Africa, go to Europe. People are 70 years, their girlfriends are 25, and they're still making babies. Because they managed to kick away oppression. They emancipated themselves from mental slavery. They live healthy and wealthy. They have things to do. Lack of employment. It frustrates the body. It frustrates the mind. And once the mind is frustrated, you start getting depressed. lack of blood saturation in the body. Now, if your mind is not healthy, your body cannot be healthy. Sango muvubuka myaka 3 e Uganda atunanga omusindisi w'ekigali nenga asoma makerere myaka 3 atunanga kuba bloka mu Kiromba agenda kusoma olagawa ngenda ku university wano wensomera second year ndi mu first year naye anti kati nkola lo oberawa teba ndawo envira teba ndo mzee wangawo ikimzodi mulwadde ladda bwenti we nakula zembera zange n'omusajja mukakkamu kakachichi mbadde no mulime banga dene chova nasaze onkolelo mulimu gwagaana. These days the jobs are not easy to be found in Uganda. Katinenga era mja kola lo nja kubera lawyer. They are not sick. Frustration, depression, oppression, poor mind, poor body. If the mindset is poor, the body is poor. Tuvante Uganda muchazala abana balina kwashako, abalina TB, abalina bulindwa deri Uganda. Why? Our parents, their brains are oppressed. They live in poor infrastructure. They've lived without jobs for 59 years. When the man who promised to liberate them came into power, he added on their oppression by suppressing the media from giving them information, by denying them freedom of expression. Even the right to movement is limited. Our parents used to have friends in Angola. I mean in Ankole. Now they're scared to go to Ankole. Our Ankolean brothers from Ankole, they used to have friends in Buganda. They're scared. People from Kabare used to come and visit Baganda and Kampala. They're scared. Baganda used to go and sell their commodities in Imbale, in Tungamu. They're afraid. It's called oppression. It's called oppression. It's undeniable. It's oppression. A police officer served in Uganda 35 years as a police officer. He cannot afford to buy a bicycle. A man in the army for the past 10 years has served in Congo, in Somalia. He cannot afford to buy 2 underwears for his wife. And that is the reality. It is undeniable. Because you can see police officers living in tin houses like pigs. You can see the soldiers black in color like this. They can't afford to buy a toothbrush because they live in the bush. They use sticks to brush their teeth like this. They can't afford to buy a body lotion which can clean up and freshen up their bodies. Instead, they buy a Sirika or baby because it is 1,000 rands in Uganda. I mean 1,000 shillings. A teacher was taught in schools, different schools, about 15 schools in a country called Uganda. A teacher cannot afford to pay rental of 3 months. Is owing until today. Is crying, the government does not pay me. The government does not pay me. But he or she has been a teacher for 40 years in Uganda. Teaching in high schools, primary schools, secondary schools, and colleges. He or she calls herself or himself a teacher, dressing like a teacher professional, holding books, walking 7 kilometers to go back home. Mwala bese girinya jasula. Zembade simanyi nalabiyo nga SFC mulumbe simanyi SFC simanyani. I'm not gossiping about him and I'm not laughing at him. That is the infrastructure of Uganda where the member of parliament can live. That's the only place where he can live. Segirinya Jasula. I'm not laughing at him. Tuna Robert Chagulanyi Center mu Jasula. Because he has a beautiful house, but the infrastructure that surrounds him. No road construction. An individual, you cannot construct a road in the country without the government approval. However much you can be very strong and powerful in the regime, you cannot construct a road. In Ankole, you can construct a road. Within Buganda Central, you cannot build a road. Mbawa example nyingi tunulira Muyenga. There are many rich people in Muyenga, they work in the government. They serve the dictator, not the people of Uganda. But look at the area where they live, the surroundings, the atmosphere. They live like pigs, but they're stealing money every day in the government, from the government. How can a member of parliament live like a dog in the poor surroundings like that? But because there is no what we call federal governance, Museveni yali mugezi nnyo. Yabajjako federal mugagga wale mutandika okuzimba ebibuga mwepankireko. Segirinya azimbye Kawempe na banange batadde amasomero wali enguudo za beyi banange governor weri azimbye ensi mumuwambe mumugano okwogera mumugano balimba. Mutandika okukola passport za Kawempe Republic mwe awo yali mu buufu mumuwambe mudire Buganda mugikole enyirire mu governor we Kawempe se gundi we jindi gundi smeka we manya awo yali mu buufu. Boba amanyira kusula mu nsiko. Tuvola bere nyumba zabwe ziri mu nsiko eyo. Mu nsiko gye basula. Nkubire bifananyi bya nze abasajja badijje bazimbye amayumba. Kambaye mukwano gwange Ragadi. Ragadi ayina ennyumba eri ku lusozi wadde bagule Makinde wanyira negendo oyite mu luguudo gyayito gende wuwe. He could afford to build that road, to construct that road properly, even to change the infrastructure. If we had what we call federal governance, yalibada kolagane mayor wechitundu, yalibada kolagane ba councillor, even governors, to develop that area. But you can't. Oyo musajja ali mugezi. Yabajja ko federal governance nchidamu. Tuvawe yagenda mu nsiko yamanya bino byagala bwetwaze kambigambe federal. That's why Uganda was beautiful back in the 40s, back in the 50s, in the 60s. Because it was under federal governance. But because of the greediness of the African dictators and the mafiaism and the interest in violation of human rights, they denied you federal governance because they never wished to see black people governing themselves. They still applied the tricks that they mastered from the oppressors. How to govern and oppress the black empowerment. And they created what to call divide and rule, which developed into self-hate. A rich man hates a poor man. And a poor man hates a rich man. Do you know why a rich man hates a poor man? Because a poor man causes destruction. A poor man causes destruction. Why? Because of poverty. And that is how the leaders wish to see you living. Or as you bring destruction, dismantle you. Once they dismantle you, it is their need achievement. Their achievements are to kill, torture, dismantle, destroy, disorganize, divide and rule, deformations of characters, assassination, poisoning, what? Bad governance is their success. The people of Zimbabwe caused the destruction because they are fighting to liberate themselves. They are fighting the oppression. What Mugabe did, he dismantled them. And because he knew that he was failing to govern them because they had democracy and they had a beautiful country, he decided to destroy the country so that he can be able to govern them. His wish was to become a dictator of 42 years of something. It was already 41 years. Do you understand? But why are they able to do that? Abantu gafumerenga omwebuze tina yo omuntu azze mu buyinza nga zene Janet Kataha azene ne Salimu Sale azene Muhozi azene Natasha azene ne Tumwebaze. How come they become very strong and manage to oppress 45 million people? It is because they knew that you hate one another. So they emphasized on spreading what you call self-hate to divide and rule. Once they divided, what they do is that they look at the majority. Once they find out the majority, they make sure that they oppress that majority so that the minorities run away from the majority. Tukira abantu bavanga mwankole nga bazze kutunda mata Kampala. Now the Baganda poor. Abantu bavanga mwankole nga bale sente. Now the Baganda poor. What they do is they create market for themselves in Ankole. In Mbarara. Ne batandika okweguza amata n'ennyama. Because now centers of money and the saturation goes back to Mbarara, to Ntungamu, to where to Kaba, that side. Tovati mucharaba mutola ava wabwe kujja mu Kampala nga jagwira na kusindika bigali. Why? Kubanga Gaddafi yabategekera. Temucharaba munyankola asaba mirimu kulima. Geregeza ego echo ni chemboro ekora chesora bagore. No mwayo gwe kumi. You can't do that. What they did is they built schools for themselves. They collected money, they were given money, they were given government loans and bursaries to go back to school to study. To be able to govern you. Mweche mukola, nga mugenda China kuleta ndibota, nga ukwata akana ka senior 4, nga kajja katunde ndibota. Nga ukwata wa P7, nga omusajja akuwente 10, nga afumbirwa. Chiwala kyange bakiwasiza bannange omukama yebale. Omwana nga badadi bidde kulujja bannange emizimu gikola nagenda nempita emisamba bannange nasamirira omwana wange afumbirwe nze bannange nasamira bannange nasamira omwana wange. Ankole people, they don't go to basawa baganda kufumbiza bana. What they do, they educate the people them. They educate their children on the government money that you pay taxi for. They take them to Dubai to study. They take them to China to study on the government bursaries. which you cannot obtain like you, the majority people. Do you understand? When it was the Buganda nation, not the Baganda, the Ankole, the Basoga, what. When it was the Buganda nation that accommodated all nations, people were very communicative, cooperative, united. And the Buganda was the center for all markets. Buganda was the center of all nations, of all tribes. There was intermarriages of no discrimination. Nekate nakuzino tu kachenjero rakavuna mweta Baganda muri baibi. Muri bashuma Baganda. Tikwendo Muganda nje sagara kuraba Muganda muri bashuma. Muri bashuma. Nebazalo omwana ngagenda ku TV yogera Luganda banange mwebale kulaba NTV tubasanyukide bagayi bange kanyirya ka baby kali smart entulubirwe unya bulunje unyanga je kafuye mu perfume zone nkwa wakazi makaza kali color light bright complexion beautiful sexy very smart kogera Luganda nenga jaja wako yagamba nga Baganda ni muri abashuma tenda Baganda. So what they do is they come back in the majorities to address them as Bagandas. Mwasuze mutia muli mutia mwebale kulaba NTV NBS kutoro walero tugera musakata vibes bakubo muziki tuli bakabi banange mujebale ko tinakayimba kashiba kapia bane tibagala nyamanya ganze kantukunde Irene era banange mbagala nyonze ndi bakabi nja bakubo muziki DJ Shiru sabata tugende kubukende kana muziki. Why? It's because they oppressed you. Once they succeeded, they went back to school to educate themselves using your taxpayers' money. They were given bursaries. Now they live within us as the elites. Bamanya muina sente muine mwanyi ne babawe dagala elite mwanyi. Bamanya muina amatoke ne babawe dagala elite amatoke. Bamanya muine ensuju ne babawe dagala mufuire ensuju ne zifa. Bamanya muine omuchere ne babagoba mu bidiba. Tegede bamanya muina cypress tree mutunde miti jakati ne babagoba mu bibira temusula ettaka lya government. Bone basengayo. Kakati ne badira Muganda onakuchawa Muganda onayingira amaje ne bamugamba buli information jo fulumya tukutta oli musirikale okolera government to serving abantu babulijjo tewetagisa kubera mbantu babulijjo. They denied the security organs access to their people to be able to protect the information. Era Muganda wo musirikale omutia mwanyoko musirikale omutia lwachi. They told them that you are not these human beings. You are different people. You have the gun. Your gun is your mother. Your gun is your brother. Your combat is what, your blanket, everything. They don't come back home after 5 years in the army. And when they come back home, they come back when they're poor. You have to feed them food. And they see you for 2 days, they go back home. They call the barracks home. They call the bush home. They don't have a sister, no brother. Even when they get promoted and they come back in the communities, they are feared, they are scared, we're scared of them. They're intimidating because of their combat. Why? They gave them excess power, excessive powers to shoot and kill. And they promoted shoot and kill on TVs, radios, everywhere. The only way to intimidate, to oppress, to overpower the power of the people. Balinga bageregeza. Is there Munyankole who can hate me about that? No Munyankole can hate me, they know. There were cattle keepers from Ankole. They come to Kampala, you give them the cattle, they keep the cattle every month. You pay them money. They come, they fetch water, they clean the yard, they clean the farm, you pay them money. But because they were told that we have conquered, tuchayinza batuma gano ndetera Munyankole mugambe jango yero olujja oyagala nakumanyira kati mweza byana nakita jango yero olujja tata yagenze kola jango gena munimiro wali otemeya amatoko etetulye luli mwatumanga Banyankole mushishawe ija hanuha jangu ija je bareko ogambachi ogumirenge nkebare anti kakati njagala ogende wali amatoke munimiro temeya nkota 10 ndi kwenda kulya ku matoke ebitoche gendo leteme bitoche tema yanko tanya ogendo lete na amazi wale bidomola mukaga yangu wanja ku 10. They're not cheap anymore. They knew their worth after being told that we conquered. They went back to school. And they forgot that the person who conquered them, the person who's talking to them, the person who's lying to them, is not one of them. But he knew how to speak their language. He lived with them. He knew them and befriended them. Abana basoma IT mu Kampala bona Banyankole. Beautiful presenters, handsome presenters on radios and TVs, Banyarwanda. Businessmen in Uganda, bankers in Uganda, Banyarwanda. They knew their worth. Mabaganda, mane mokumanya worth ya mweche. Actually, people, they are living in poverty because of the Baganda. When the Baganda submitted, all tribes submitted. Once you overpower the Baganda, you have overpowered the Buganda nation. Ate bali bagezi. Kasama bamanyage ekiganda ne bagamba tuchukubye. Mulindo wanji. That is how we do it, yes. When we call you Mulindwa, you say Wanji. Yes, that is how. So what is Mulindwa? Mulindwa means the visitor, the one we've been waiting for, someone we've been waiting for so long. So your name is Mulindwa. So now if I have my kids, how do I call them? You call them Namulindwa, Mulindwa, you can give them your surname. All of them. Ichabalema lwe rubalaza walita balaza. Omunyu. Semente. Mama. But they are our brothers and sisters because it is Buganda nation. There's someone who said that Bagandas are discriminated, but they are well educated. Those are the Bagandas of long ago. The Bagandas of now are not well educated because you cannot afford school tuitions. Very expensive. The education system was captured. The Minister of Employment was captured. Minister of Labor was captured. It is only selective to those who are lucky enough Tuva kati abaana b'omu Kampala bonna beegomba kwagala ku Munyankole ku Munyarwanda. Era obasanga mu hoteli za bbeeyi nga ayinamu emitwalo 2 naye nga yesibye n'akatambala ka 8 ataddeko kawiivu ka 14 ayambadde ne katop ka 25 ne kasikati ka 7 atudde mu Sheraton. Banange guys, how are you? Are you okay? My name is Irene Nantume. I am from Mubende. Where are you from? Mbarara. Okay, you are Munyankole. Oh, I love the Bankole guys. Oh, they're very sweet, good talking. No, the problem is with my Waganda men. Waganda men are very rough. No, I used to date the Kaganda guy, but he was very talkative. And you know the Waganda, they think they know. Me, when I'm dating a Muganda guy, I don't feel comfortable. A Muganda man, all I think about is sex. But, okay, I wish to get a Munyarwanda and a Munyankole. Because my mother also loved, they're handsome. They have long nose. My mother tells me every day about the guys from different tribes. But I cannot date a Mutolo. I don't, because they're spitting. I don't like that Batolos. But me, I love the Munyarwanda and the Munyankole because of farming. My mother loves farming. I wish I can get a man with a farm. And another thing, I want to get a man who's educated like me because me, I'm at the HSC, you know, and I stay at the campus. My father, okay, was a farmer, but you know, this government, like he lost his farm. And my mother, she was a teacher. Now she's selling tomato in Kawempe market. Like, that's how we survive. You start exposing yourself. Temuyomba. Lwaki muyomba ne Moza Star Uganda. Don't fight with them. Yabadde erabidde nti wano tubulookinga. Yabadde erabidde nti wano tubulookinga. Temuyomba nabo. Nakugamba nti bw'olaba omuntu atayagala kukulaba nga olwanirira eddembe lyo banga olina ky'oyogera kubanga oyogera Luganda. Gwe nkoona nko nti no mani kaakano. Tewali comment gye sisoma wano. I'm just avoiding some. I don't want anyone to interfere with my mindset. Naye gwe bongamba no mani kaakano, that is not interfering with my mindset. It's just reminding my mind. You're doing a great job. Kaakano nti okay. Nga tukanyiga kabera n'olusingo eno kakulanga okanyiga ne kabi kakamyanso obujipu. Ngena basibula. Kamba weyo bakola batano program ewedde. Mwebale kwe 19 kasise satwe mpologoma yedembe popa apa the voice film py.com simba wakati mujimanye mpologoma 97 awe tuli magere kakati kamba weyo wano kukola ene kola abantu bagala kwogera ko people they have opinions and I welcome them any other of this everyone can come. You can quote me bad, quote me good, I don't have a problem. Jango yogere sindika request kamalo kufukako ayagala yabeerako bwensanga mugenze nga ngenda no problem. I'm coming, Bobby. Nsonyiwa nkonye ne go sembyeyo. Hello. Hello. Seruganda Manyinas. Anet Kizito bigger. Sebo connecting nze njagala bakola batano tugende. People they have opinions. Hello. Battle siga Jeko. Kandeto mulala. Valuable mpakas. Hello.
Kabaka Nomani.
Nga uyebase muganda wange agamba atya.
Mwendi sina tabo gambo otya.
Je tuli muganda wange. Obadde wambulako ennaku zino.
Owaye emirimu ginsukkako nange.
Bambi.
Abantu nabaga nti waffe Kawempe tewava bato.
Tebawulira.
Abantu babuulirenga amazima. Abantu babuulirenga amazima gwe galuma. Agende yeebake agakkiriza. Abeerewo. Kyosinga okukola kye ky'amaanyi.
Weebale kusiima muganda wange.
Ky'amaanyi nnyo naye nga saakusaasira mukadde wange saakusaasira naye.
Era mbale nyagadde okubuuza nti maama yafa wamanya.
Owaaye namanya wambikira naye naye jeni mu nfuufu eno. W'amakutuumu saayina akisesi naye nga namanya.
Bambi ya maama yawumula.
Owaaye byebyo abantu bagenze bakakkana awo wonna bamukwaya bamukubikira oba simanyi.
Mukwaya yafa.
Yaji naye yafa awo.
Yafa. Di.
Mukwaya afudde tumaze akalulu.
Layira.
Utidde Nomani.
Ate mutabani Nyanzi Muzidi yagenda okuziika maama Nyanzi Muzidi n'atangamba nti muzeeyi yafudde.
Nyanzi nawe. Nyanzi tomumanyi kunjaye.
Bannaye nga kibi bannange.
Naye nga nkusaasirako olw'obulumi obwo naye nga abantu babuulire mazima alumwe.
Alaali.
Ekituufu tekyali muntu yasoma, tekyali muntu yafuna tekyali muntu afuna kirungi, tekyaliwo ddala.
Wadde.
Era kyobadde yogeddeko waliwo kyoyogeddeko n'ogamba nti babeerera ddala ku TV nga boogera. Nga boogera olulimi mu Luganda. Lwennyini. Naye abantu tebaagala kubiwulira. Bw'obyogerako abantu banyiiga. Abantu banyiiga naye ng'ebibanyiiza kugamba muntu butalowooza. Olina wotera okugamba nti brain za Mark, brain za naye nga kituufu. Ekintu kye bagamba kituufu. Tokyalina access kugenda ku ssomero. Owulidde sisitimu y'essomero ndowooza yakoma ku mmwe saagala kulimba Nomani.
Emyaka egyo.
Iye yakoma ku mmwe tekyali asoma by'amagezi. Ngamba nti omwana asoma ate agende mu nju y'omuwala bw'akole. Owulidde omwana ate enju zijjudde basawo. Ensi zonna zijjudde bamanyi. Owulidde kati bw'owulira iyo omuntu ataasaba abaana bagende ku ssomero basome ki. Owulidde olw'ensonga nti ffe sisitimu yaffe yafa era tebibakwatako. Owulidde baabaabwe balina sisitimu gye basomeramu. Akati gwe owangaalira abaana bo basoma bulungi. Owulidde nabo abatufuga ye sisitimu basomeseza abaana. Ey'okuba nti waaka wa intaneti. Owulidde ffe ekyo tetukiyina.
Tulina kaneemu kanabiri kafumbe mwanyi katatankome malangajja.
Abaka simaja abak simaja abex abex. Abakas kati ulira ku myaka gy'okimanyi Kulia ku myaka gyo kimeka kati abaana baffe batamanya abakasi. Kati okusoma si kye kizibu kyaffe essaawa eno. Ekizibu kyaffe kuzza nnimi zaffe. Abantu wabagamba wano baga nti Buganda ka cluster. Mumwajjira omunalwanda, mumwajjira ow'eggwanga ki. Naye kyogerako kituufu ni omuntu awulira akasajja ku mutima nga boogedde. Kirika kugamba nti nze Nomani nva mu Ganja family oli n'anyiiga. Kya kisiru naye mugambe ti nze nva mu family ya gundi. Oba nze ndi mu kyoli nva mu kino kyekyo ekisinga naye abantu tebaagala kubimanya. Njagadde okwongerayo naye nga obudde nange bunkutte njagadde.
Kale tofaayo muganda nange badde ndudo okuwuliza naye kasankulabyeko bambi.
Naye ng'abantu bange bonna bansaasidire. William yambula simanyi nja kulumba mu gundi mu inbox.
Ojja kunumba mu inbox.
Nja okufuna William.
Kale bambi tewali mutawaana.
Kale muganda wange.
Kale bambi kale. Namakula Viola. Mwangwe mwite mu bwangu batule ekendedde. Mage agambye alina mukwano gwe yasoma ali mubuwala bwakola bwa security. Hello? Oluddewo. Kato DT downtown. Kajansi. William Kajansi. Kachai kankawede na William connecting William. Hello. Bobby Matovu. Bobby Matovu. Bobby Matovu. Kemigabo. 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 Since yesterday to ina network. Na kubiri kati nkuita toba na network Kemigabo. Mutebi Paulo. Gomanyo ina network Mutebi. Why?
I don't know, man.
Oli kwa iPhone.
Yes, sir.
Take a coco headphone. Take a coco headphone. Not kwa iPhone.
Chibade chukubagana. Gambo chasebo.
Etulio gambo ota mkulu wa Mutebi.
Jendisebo gambo ota mkama wange.
Lero ngovude mukamoli.
Aye, obeera yo mpola no sirika no bilaba bulabi.
Chamagero.
Ambera yo nga nkulaba okikuba mukama wange naye tweyanzeegi.
Chene wunyiza nti nga joto jala itoto jayo tova mukamoli obeera yo boti.
Naye webale tuweereza taata.
Alali tugezaako.
Tusiima nnyo byonna by'otukolera muganda wange.
Alali.
webale kusomesa ggwanga naye abaganda bwe tutalabuke kubanga nze nange we nakulira omanyi kampu gundi Ntebe Road awo naye era ebintu byonna byoyogedde mu butuufu nange bye nakulandaba naye kati essaawa eno tolina kyoyinza kulabako kyonna nti abasajja baatuwamba tebaatuva mabega mpola ne bajja ne batuzingako omulundi gumu ne batuvuunika
anti twogera nnyo twajjanga tubagamba ebyama
ate tetwagaliza
webale nnyo
ate tetwagaliza kyekizibu kye tusinga okuba nakyo tetwagaliza
kati kankubuulyeko ekintu kyagala bannayuganda bategere olwaleero
essebo
tewali munyarwanda battaka lya munnayuganda yabba ettaka omuganda ng'aliguza omunyarwanda
bwe kiri
tewali mugwira nti munyarwanda munyankole mbajja mu buganda n'agenda ng'asaakinga ettaka baganda be bali muli mu land board ye batunda ettaka ly'abaganda
bwe kiri kyoyogera kituufu nnyo omuganda yennyini yalimirira omuganda munne ku mulimu
omuganda is the enemy of the progress
nze nkugambye era bonna obalaba bakozesa okulumbagana Kyagulanyi okukuba struggle bonna bakozesa baganda baba bamanyi baagala nnyo obusente
kankubuuze Betty Kamya muki
muganda
kati genda maaso
n'otunuulira mu butuufu ng'abantu bennyini be bakozesa bibaffe bennyini ate abataagaliza naye bwe tutejjeemu nkwezo n'obutaagaliza tetulina gye tugenda kutuuka nze bwe mbadde ndowooza naye abantu bandibadde baagaliza gundi yagaliza munno bw'oba olina ekirungi kimu wakikole
tokyasobola kiteeka mu baana balina myaka 4 tokyasobola mu balina myaka 32 kijja kujja mu baana boozadde bano abaliwo kati essaawa zino alooza kubba ngatto zazitunda gaggawale alooza kukuba ddogo akuloga ennyumba gyobadde ozimbye egwe ayagala kuttira mukazi w'omulungi ayagala kukuza mmotoka yo
obutuufu omuntu atambuddeko essaawa eno kati yaso nze ngamba Katonda e Uganda yaddukayo yadda mu basajja bano gye
yapama omuwumbo gwa bbi mu Bulangese mu Buganda Central
bannanga abantu bano otambula n'essimu yo n'ogisuula mu kkubo oba n'ogisuula mu train n'akuyita nagawaayo osudde ekintu kyo naye Uganda oli akutambulirako ate gikubbako bubbi eno ne bwosu olaba eno oyinza okusuula nusuza okuba kati kizibu otambula n'essente eno tutambulira ku masimu naye oyinza okukatikeza ofunye essente ofunyeyo 10 awo ekyokwekuumisa ne kikugwako ojajja akugoba banange gw'osudde essente zo ziri era bw'oba si gwazisudde naye ng'azirekawo nga mwenna mugenda
kankubuulire uliriza edda abantu baateekanga ssente mu masitenseni ozijjukira okweyambula ebisiraani
nzijjukira
okimanyi nti ssente ezo abaana baazirondanga ne bazitwala ku bakulu b'ebyalo nonze ssente 10 nyazi oba zaani yazitadde wali ne bamugamba zizzeeyo za bisiraani zizzeeyo ne kati ennaku zino omwana azikwata n'aziryamu kabalagala
bwe kiri naye bannange oba tulagawa naye simanyi kubanga ate n'ekirala naffe ffennyini tetuwulira abantu ne b'obagamba kugamba okweyagaliza kwayitirira
kankubuulire
ye mukama wange
abo bonna abagagga bola abaganda bali mu bikomera bonna banyigiriza abantu bannaabo okubeera obulungi kankikubuulire
oli mutuufu nnyo azimba ekikomera ate n'akizimba ewa munne
nze njagala kugamba ngenda kiddamu ng'ensewulya teri munyarwanda teri munyankole teri munyarwanda ava Rwanda n'agenda n'anoonya ekibira ky'omuganda n'atemamu ennyumba y'omuganda n'amugoba babeera baganda ne bagenda mu land board ne babba ettaka ne balitunda ekyo kimazi
tweyanze ge mukama wange
alaali
katuleke endooza n'abalala bateeseeko setufuuka balungi omu
era ngenda nakusiibula wamma kankusiibule Mutebi Pawulo
kale sebo neyanziza sebo webalinyebaliriza kale
mubeere bulungi 97 kasirisa 3 empologoma y'eddeebi popa apale voice for people www.com MC Norman Ganja Minium genda ku YouTube subscribing enyizo kujja n'amawulire nga ngenda ku YouTube kubanga ate yewasinga nabagambye eri ensi nyingi sobola okulaba video eyo ne wano ku Facebook tewali agiraba naye eri tufuna abantu bangi different nations, different tribes to join us and engage with us. So when kukamati ngenze ku YouTube channel, better stand by. Nizo kujane breaking news. Ndagala ku YouTube channel mbabulire yakantu ensiyo neka ulire. So mugere ku YouTube channel MC Norman subscribing. Anonya MC Norman ku YouTube. Gena ku Twitter mukube chipapula ku YouTube. Sorry ku Twitter.